Wow.
He's not real. His 10 wishes come true. He can heal the disbelief in you. Saw him coming. Do you get the gist, man? Put you at risk.
He put you.
No one
Good evening, DMD.
harming. Now the role of the artificial is to give you a twist.
Hey, hey, hey. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Artificial, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah,
Slam. There you are, everybody. Art official. It's official, art officially speaking, that is. My name is Dave J. from New York City. Welcome to the big broadcast. DMD here, bright and early, or bright and duskly. I don't know what the word is. Just made that up. I didn't like it. As it came out of my mouth and past my brain, I said, nuh-uh. Can we edit that out in post? We'll find out. But it is your truly old pal, Dave J., songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters, coming to you 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the big broadcast. How is your day? How is your day going, DMD? You having a good one? Hopefully so. God almighty, mine's been busy, busy, busy. It's just nonstop. I got off the broadcast with you this morning, and immediately I was faced with the Facebook issues for quite a little while there of trying to figure out how to block the unwanted personages in this who come and smite down the show with their ugliness, I guess you could say. No relation to Elliot, but you know. Hey, I've got a new look. Let me try it out on you.
Listen here.
So now anybody comes into the broadcast and I don't like them being here, I just put the toothpick in and I just tough it out a little bit with them.
You talking to me? That comment about me? Who you talking to? Do you know what neighborhood I'm from?
Didn't have time to really work on it in advance, but there you are. Well, hey, I know you love the song, and I appreciate that you love the song, and I have a new love for the song because of you. I may have mentioned this on a previous broadcast. I'm never sure what I've said, when, to whom, and why. But if we can get past all that, I'm going to say it again. And that is, I came across an email to a buddy of mine, a musician friend who I worked with on some things in his studio. Not on that song, but busy day, but a good day, you say. Well, I'm glad to hear that. We're gonna let us know any highlights, from your day. I certainly will get into a few more of mine in a moment. But first, I'm thinking of this email that I came across when I was looking for some artificial stuff. I had sent you, DMD, on the side there, an earlier version of Artificial, knowing you appreciate the track. And when I was looking for that, I was actually looking for an instrumental version to share with you. I haven't found that yet, but when I do, you might enjoy that. I'd be happy to send that to you, and anybody else who might be interested, for that matter. Anyway, so I came across this email, and I saw that it had that version of Artificial, and an early version of Hair Trigger, and an early version of The Ebb and Flow of Your Mixed Messages, all on that email. All those songs are on Songs for Today's Attention Span, that record. And I wasn't sure at that time which was going to be the first track on the record, the ever-present, important first track on the record, the one that kicks off the whole shebang and has to sort of make an impact, right? So I wasn't sure, as I said in the email, that it should be Artificial, because it was, at that time, I don't mean to disrespect your appreciation for the track, but I felt it was a little bit of a throwaway. Like, the lyrics didn't mean anything to me. I think that's what I meant by that. The tune sounded fantastic, but it was like, I just had this little idea, and I just kind of put it out. Boom. Just came up with it, and boom, it was out. It was done. I came up with it, we did it, and boom, it was just like that. And I didn't really, whereas that song on there, Weathered, is an example of one where I really put my blood, sweat, and tears into that one. I remember how excited I was on Weathered to come up with that. Haven't played this one in a while. I should get it down for you guys. And for myself. But anyway, more on Weathered another time. That was just a track that I knew when I came up with it. I was like, yes, there's something special for me in this. And then I wrote about subject matter, about a breakup or something that probably was just recent in my memory and I was sad about. And I said, I got to get it off my chest. Whereas Artificial, I was like, came up with a cute little idea, wordplay, artificial, get it, you know. But actually, you've made me, as I said, come up with a new appreciation for it. Now, speaking of that record, Songs for Today's Attention Span, which I know we've gone over quite a bit, and I've shared a bunch of stuff from. You ever hear when artists are recording records, they'll write and produce more tracks than they actually put on the record. There are some, as they say, left on the cutting room floor. Well, that's more of a film adage, but this was no different in my case. So there were songs that I wrote and we did record or started recording, some in various levels of completion rather than others, and before we either abandoned it or put it aside or just finished other tracks where we said, okay, we have enough for a record now. I don't think we're going to use those other ones. Maybe we'll get back to them later, maybe not. There are some tunes like that, and you're very welcome, and I look forward to sending it to you once I can find it. I'm sure it's somewhere on one of these hard drives. Look at all these hard drives I've got over here. Oh, goodness. Look at all that. I've got all these different hard drives. I feel like I'm playing canasta. All right, I'm dealing canasta with hard drives. That would be the new thing. Anyway, I probably just broke the pin inside it, and I can't use it anymore, but I don't even want to. Okay. But I'm going to start the show by sharing such a tune. Do I have it here? I believe I have it here. I've got prepared a bunch of stuff for today's show. We'll see if we have time for it all. We may have to hold some of it over to our Wednesday programming, but let's see. So, yes, here it is. So now I have this song that I wrote. Boy, how much detail do I go in? Let's just say that in 2007, when I was recording Songs for Today's Attention Span, I was in a tumultuous time in my life. No, not because of breakups with a girlfriend or anything like that. Just a tumultuous... Let me let you read between the lines. I was definitely feeling tumult, and I was adding tumult on by trying to alleviate the tumult in the form of psychotropic substances. And when you overdo anything like that, it just adds more tumult. So I was realizing, while in the middle of it, though I couldn't get off that train very easily at that time, I couldn't, I was realizing how stupid it was to be pursuing the lifestyle I was pursuing. Okay? There, I think I found the words to kind of put it across. So I wrote this song called My Stupid Pursuits, and it wasn't on the record, but it really was pretty much complete when we recorded it, and I always kind of felt it was like it was a song that might appear on like a Ringo Starr solo record from the early 70s. That's what it felt like to me. But I am proud of how it came out, and it's a nice little lyric and everything. So without further ado, here's the audio with the little drawings that I do sometimes when I put these things across. It's My Stupid Pursuits. Enjoy.
Cause at the roots of my stupid pursuits, a neurologic intuition. If I follow my heart, why don't we just start to take the toxic to fruition? Wise up, love. Try and get rid of that loop you're repeating, defeatingly pollutes. So wise up, love. Try and get rid of my stupid pursuits. to all. My frozen fate is defrosting, so wise up, love. Try and get rid of that loop you're repeating, defeatingly pollutes. So wise up, love. Try and get rid of my stupid pursuits. When you're standing on the high wire and your safety net's on fire, it may be time to renegotiate. You'll be landing on solid ground, but only if reality's what you are prepared to participate. The cause and the roots of my stupid pursuits, a neurotic intuition. If I follow my heart, wild images start to take the torture to fruition. So wise up, love. Try and get rid of that loop you're repeating, defeating me, pollutes, 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 pollutes. Wise up, love. Try and get rid of my stupid pursuits.
Well, there you are, My Stupid Pursuits, and forgive me for speaking over it in the beginning. I was trying to listen on my monitors, and no audio was coming through, and I freaked, and I was like, uh-oh, maybe I should start singing along. That's why I was saying that, but apparently, when I listened on my page, which is, of course, delayed, there it was. So I hope you enjoyed. Definitely has a dingo feel. Yes, very Australian, but I'm bummed. You know... No, you mean Ringo, of course. Is the D near the R? Indeed it is. So the typo forgiven. Yes, it does have a Ringo feel. In fact, I even forgotten that I used the word love. You know, that's like a very, British sort of Liverpudlian, listen, love. We're not saying love. Listen, love. All that kind of stuff. So it definitely has that feel. I was proud of that. I hadn't intended for that to be the case. It's just the way it felt right to produce it. My buddy Lenny Monticello, the brilliant musician and producer, as I've pointed out previously, who I've worked with a lot on that record and others, he had what's called a lap steel. That's an instrument that has that country, that kind of thing, and we definitely made use of it. And also that piano solo was Lenny. That little piano solo, I'd forgotten about that. Great memories. So maybe over the course of the next some odd shows, I'll share another track that I know was not even completed and not used on the record that I liked. It was a song called Rock and Roll apostrophe Lola, like rock and roll Lola, but rock and roll Lola. Anyway, there we are. All right, moving along. I spoke with my mom briefly today, and it was good to speak with my mom. She appreciated the So Smile and, more importantly, the My Pet Pickle video that she had requested. So she actually thanked me for that. Of course, no need to thank me, Mom. Thank you for giving me life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness while we're at it. But the song is all you. Great job, Dave. Thank you, DMD. I really appreciate that. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Yeah, it definitely was me in terms of where I was coming from. And it is definitely my style lyrically, how I use words. I notice more and more I'm conscious because of your feedback, the way I use words. I'm very, very conscious of it now. Maybe self-conscious is the word. But in any case, that's just fine. So I played you this morning So Smile, as I mentioned, and it got me thinking about the track that preceded it. I'd started to play you on my guitar where the original idea came from, but in between this morning's show and now, I came across the actual demo of the original idea, which is called Invisibility Land. Would you care to hear that? Perhaps I should share that. I think I'm gon' share that. But first, a little horror. I'm just kidding. Okay. Look at that. It's a back scratcher that I got. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay. I feel like Pee Wee Herman. Okay, except without the X-rated theater. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and play you Invisibility Land without further ado. But first, before I do, I should tell you a little backstory, a little setup. I mentioned to you earlier, I played you in this morning's show a live version of a song that I wrote most of called New National Anthem, which was on Linguistic Misdemeanor, the Mother West recording, the indie record label I was on, which we recorded in 98 and 99. And because of my experiences and my relationship at that time with Mother West, you know, I had some ideas after we'd recorded all the primary tracks, not for inclusion on Linguistic Misdemeanor, this new record that we were recording, but just some ideas that I said, hey, can I come down and just make some demos of some ideas? And they were cool. They had some off time. They just let me come in. I think I had my trumpet player. He didn't play on this. He played on the other one. I had 2 or 3 ideas. Anyway, this one was a little more straightforward. It was just me. I think I didn't really listen that closely to it to remember what was on it, but just me and guitars, I think, and maybe there was a click track or drum machine. But anyway, yes, please, you say, well, here it comes just for you. It's not great, I'm going to tell you. I like the music. The lyrics are a little all over the place, but there's some nice, interesting ideas. There's something about the sun that near the beginning of the song that I like how the imagery goes. But I'll let you decide. Here's Invisibility Land. Enjoy.
Invisible to you, to me, to everyone. An enigmatic riddle draped in mystery. As out of view as a life form behind the sun, and emblematic of our authenticity.
That was me doing Bruce. Come on!
Remember writing poetry in 5th grade class, and being asked to tell the class what it all means. Knowing you knew the answer, wouldn't raise your hand. Afraid their massive classics wouldn't understand. But you always knew the correct answer. You were just afraid to raise your hand. Don't be afraid of your correct answers. Don't be afraid to raise your hand in this invisibility land. Every thought I bear to think confused, invisible to you at least and everyone. Then I went ahead and blew my mind. Either way I knew I'd fall behind. But you always knew the correct answer. You were just afraid to raise your hand. Don't be afraid of the correct answer. Don't be afraid to raise your hand in this invisibility land. Come on. All right.
All right. Come on. All right. Thank you for the sounds great, DMD. You know what? I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I liked it. Now, maybe I should play You So Smile again. Are you ready for a tearjerker? Should I share that again just in comparison? Because I remember a few extra things. So that, what we just listened to, was 1999. And back then I partied like it was 1999, all right. But you know, the guitar sounded great. Yeah, it did sound pretty cool. And it really wasn't intended for, like, official recording, so it wasn't like it was carefully mic'd or anything like that. I just said, all right, let me just plug into the board and just do it. And yeah, it was actually pretty nice, you know. It was a nice riff, though, I have to say. I was very happy when I came up with that. And then I did that. It's the same chord. Well, when I did, God, was that 10 years later that my niece was bat mitzvahed? Was that, when did I say that was? Was that 2011? It was more than 10 years. It was like 12 years or something. And it was my understanding there was to be no math. But I remember I wrote a bridge that was not part of the original thing that you just heard. You know what? I've got so many things to get to. I'm going to let you decide. DMD, not to put you on the spot, would you care to see So Smile again, to see it back to back, or you remember it? It's fine. I'll move on to something else. You decide. You're the arbiter. Word of the day. While I'm waiting to see what you think, I'm going to tell you a little about my day. After all, as I said, it was a pretty productive day. I feel pretty good about it. After getting through the Facebook nonsense after we got off the show, trying to figure out how do you block and do this and that, and so far so good. In fact, it seems like I blocked everybody but my parents and DMD. No one else is here as far as I know. But in any case, then I had tons of phone calls. I had to call the Apple Care. That's right, Apple Care, for the iMac computer that you are viewing me on right now, or at least I'm shooting to you on. The camera right there, the built-in camera, is in my iMac computer, and I had some questions about Final Cut Pro and this and that, and I was on quite a while with them. First I had to talk with the Apple Care specialist, and then they gave me all sorts of tidbits and things, colloquialism of the day, and then they transferred me over to the Final Cut people, who were also a great pleasure to speak with. I think I'm not getting out and socializing enough, because I'm finding these calls, although they are very good customer service people, I'm finding them to be, oh, I see there's more. Play it, you say. Okay, now I'm catching up. I will play it in just a moment. And they were really helpful, and they were really nice, and it was really a pleasure to speak with them. Okay, I will tell you about the rest of my day after that, but first, as we've now covered, I'm going to play you So Smile, featuring my lovely niece Emily and her whole life up to 13 years old. Enjoy.
Held you in my arms the day you were born. 13 years didn't take so long, but all we ever really have is now. And standing here with you, I feel so proud. So smile. Your rockstar birthday and my backstage pass, memories forever meant to last. Watching you grow up and dance and sing, designed to go from your mind and then to bring a smile. And I'll always be thinking of you. While I cannot always be here with you, take this in, and if there's one thing I want to give you, it's a smile. So smile. it off and make it all just right. We smile, we know we love ya. I'll always be thinking of ya. While we cannot always be here with ya, take this in, and if there's one thing we wanna give ya, it's a smile. Can't wait for what the future has in store. If I think about it, I just want more, 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 more. So smile, you know I love ya. 'Cause I'll always be thinking of ya. While we cannot always be here with ya, take this in, and if there's one thing we wanna give ya, it's a smile. So smile, so smile, so smile, smile, so smile.
Oh boy, I didn't hold back the tears that time. Wow. My goodness gracious. I love that thing. That is a nice time capsule. I'm very proud of that. And, yeah. So, yeah, that whole section in the middle where it's like, I just want more, 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 more. That whole part and the part that precedes it was all written especially during that, for that song, So Smile, from the Invisibility Lance from several years before. Just amazing song and video. Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, I feel like gushing right now. So emotional. But Barry the K. I have to get out of my tearful way, so I'm going to go over the top with shtick because Barry the K brings that out in me. So Barry the K, thanks for the giant face. Is that my goodness, that is a one happy big emoji. We're one big happy emoji here, aren't we? I was going to say family, but I think emoji works better in that sentence. DMD says, where was the song you sang with her? Oh, My Pet Pickle, you mean? Well, I hate to tell you this, but I no longer have that. Do I have that queued up? No, I actually had to move some things around, but I may have it here. If you want to see My Pet Pickle? Is that what you're saying? The pickle. All right, damn Skippy, Barry the K says, and if you say an expression like that, it immediately puts a smile on my face. The tears are gone. Damn Skippy, I have no idea what it means, but it makes me happy, as that big head conveys from Barry the K. Let me take a look and see if I have My Pet Pickle. Here, why don't you come over with me to the other camera so we can look together? All right, if you give me a second, it's over in this corner. Let's see now. It says here, if I scroll down, scrolling. Let's see if this does it. Oh, yeah.
Dad, can I please have a dog? I promise I'll be good.
Emily, it's not about being good. Dogs are a big responsibility to take care of.
How about a cat? I'll take care of it responsibly.
The cats can take care of themselves, but I'm allergic to them. They make me sneeze. Sneeze. You see that? We don't even have the cat yet, and I'm sneezing.
Oh, Daddy, can't I please have a pet bird? They're not allergic to responsibility.
Yeah, but my name is Buck Buck, licensed, certified, registered chicken, right? And I don't do pet, but I do weddings and bar mitzvahs. Google me, right? Yes, but Emily, if you want a pet, just think outside the box. Outside the box.
I know. I'll get myself
It's okay if you don't have a cat or a dog. Get yourself a pickle.
My pet pickle, now here's a surprise.
My pet pickle came with burger and fries.
But there's one thing you may not get. Why I chose that pickle as my pet. Let me tell you in one word, it's love. Show me the love.
Show me the love.
I'll take
My pet pickle out for a walk. Oh, how I wish my pickle could talk. Think of all the yarn he'd spin about the jar he once lived in. Every story makes you want to grin. My pet pickle plays with pickle pet toys, having fun with the nice girls and boys like you. But there's one thing you may not get. Why I chose that pickle as my pet. Let me tell you in one word, it's love, 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 it's
my pet pickle.
it's love, it's love, it's love, it's
My pet pickle.
it's love, it's love, it's love, it's
My pet pickle.
I'm in love with a pickle.
My pet pickle. My pet pickle. My pet pickle.
It's great.
My pet pickle.
Hey, let the pickle talk, would you? Pickles can't talk. Oh.
Oh my. That's right. Oh, goodness gracious. Gosh. That was so much fun to do, and from having Emily come into the recording studio to do her vocals to the actual video, and I was looking for Natalie's last name while I was watching the video, could not find it, but thank you very much for putting me up to sharing it again. I think Emily was very happy and proud about it until she got to high school and college, and then you can find anything on the internet. We didn't grow up with that, worrying about what would follow us on the internet. So I do feel a little badly about that. So if you're watching Uncle M, that's what my nickname for Emily is, as you may have seen. Sorry. Anyway, here we are when we're continuing on with the program. Why don't I take a moment? I haven't barely played my guitar on this episode, and perhaps I ought to play a tune. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. That's very nice. Goodness gracious. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. In my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. My pet pickle, now here's a surprise. My pet pickle came with burger and fries. But there's one thing you may not get. Why I chose that pickle as my pet. Tell you in one word, it's love, 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 it's my pet pickle. Ooh. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Terry Z is here now, let it be. Hey Terry, how are you today, buddy? You know your cousin Barry is here. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me. She's speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Something like that. Some kind of kooky, crazy bastardization. I'm not calling you a bastardization, but if you get on my wrong side, you might get worse. Anyway, welcome to the broadcast, Terry Z. How are you today? How is your day going? We're off to a new day. We're off to a new week, but we're towards the end of a month. Not quite yet near the end. What's the date? The 20th? Two-thirds the way through. Okay. That gives me time to think. What am I going to say? No, it's two-thirds through. Okay. Anyway, Barry, the Terry, whoever it is, Zook. I like how DMD calls him Zook. That was my nickname in high school for Terry. Let's see what other you should be proud, Barry the K says, and I thank you, Barry, and I am. I'm very proud of that. You know, it's as you know, Barry the K, it goes real fast, right? It goes real fast. Now my niece Emily is in her early 20s, and her dream was to come to New York City to work, and she did come to New York City. Dream come true. And then 6 months later, the crapdemic, and now she's back in Florida, working from home with the shot to come back. She's still working for her company, so I'm hoping, and we're all hoping for her return, her safe return to New York City. But I hope that we get a new mayor. So, I hope someone cleans up this craptastic city by that time, because I'm worried for her safety. But in any case, DMD with the big smile. I like the big goofy, the happy, not goofy. I'm the one with the goofy smile. But anyway, "Fool on the Hill," Barry the K says. Let me look up the chords. I love that song. I know it's in a D6. That's the key. That's the opening chord. So let's say "Fool on the Mound." I mean Hill. "Fool on the Hill" chords. I believe that was his original title. "Fool on the Mound." Let's see what I've got here. And let's see how this key is for me. You know, McCartney sings in a different register than me. Yep, D6. Let's see what we got. Don't mind if I use my specs for this one, as Chris Regan would call them, specs. Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still. Nobody wants to know him. They can see that he's just a fool, and he never gives an answer. The fool on the hill sees the sun going down. The eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Well, on the way. I think I need the capo. Let me see if I can nail the rest of it. Maybe changing the key with ye old capo. Let's see what it does. Well, on the way, his head in a cloud, the man of 1,000 voices talking perfectly loud. Nobody ever hears him, or the sound he appears to make. He never seems to notice, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Nobody seems to like him. They can tell what he wants to do. He never shows his feelings. But the fool on the hill sees the sun going down. The eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Listens to them. He knows they're the fool. He knows that they don't like him, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Good call, Barry the K. I like that, and I like it with the capo on the 4th fret. I must try and remember that. Good luck with this fart-powered 51-year-old brain. But anyway, all right, getting back to your commenter section. Let's see what's a foot. Ooh, the dizzying eyes. That's right, Barry the K. You know, you remind me, because I haven't listened to nor played that song in ages. I used to relate to the lyrics in that song so much so that Mr. Lamp, no, I'm not spitting at you. That's the name, that is Lampf, that he was given at birth. It has nothing to do with me. Pardon the spit if it came your way. But in any case, Mr. Lamp, damn it. There you go, clean off this. Anyway, he used to call me the man of 1,000 voices. Barry, I don't know if you were at the Nothing Special Writers Meeting in college. This was our sketch comedy show where I presented several nicknames. I had come up with about 40 nicknames that I could be called, and I put them all on a separate page in a notebook, in a big notebook, and I wrote each in Sharpie, and I kept turning it, and I said, you guys can choose which my nickname will be, and one of them was Man of 1,000 Voices, and it's, I guess, Mr. Lamp called me that, and then McCartney used Man of 1,000 Voices speaking perfectly loud. It actually, I believe, was a reference to Robert Mitchum, who in radio was known as Man of 1,000 Voice, because he had that one effective voice. For those of you old enough to remember the late, great Robert Mitchum. How about a name like that? Mitchum. That's a good name. I like it. It's the name of the day. Mitchum. If you can't Mitchum, join them. But you know. Let's continue on with some programmature. In the commenter section, you can let me know what you think. I'm going to continue with the programmature. It's all I got a chur on the end of it to be chur. But I've prepared some other things, and one of those things is because I've been thinking about my old gigs that I don't know if and when they're coming back at the old assisted living facilities, and I'm a little crestfallen about it, word of the day, crestfallen, because I really love those gigs, and because my wife is talking about wanting me to get work at Whole Foods, and I don't want to do that. Although I wouldn't mind the store discount, I just don't want to do that. I want to go back to what I was doing, so I'm holding out, but more on that later. In any case, I have some videos I created over the time regarding working in the assisted living facilities. I have a few of them queued up for you today. Now, I may have mentioned before that there were certain ladies and gentlemen at these assisted living facilities. Usually the guys I got along with, all the men. I can't think of any of the men I didn't get along. There were a few that maybe didn't like me too. But the women, when they didn't like you, there was this one woman who would like me a lot, but love me one day, and she'd call me a dreamboat and everything like that. This was Miss Tina. God bless her. I hope she's all right. And then she'd tell me about how she used to know Fred Astaire. I don't know if that was true. I don't think it was. But I liked drawing her out on this very idea, and it was great. And then other days, she would say, "No, I don't like you." And she said, "You're ugly." She actually said that. And then she did this very thing. She goes, "You're ugly." She went like that. Who does that? I love it. I love that she did that. I went, I started to laugh. It was fantastic. Anyway, Miss Tin is not in this video, but there's sometimes, I don't know if it's chemistry. I don't know if it would happen same on this broadcast with people coming in and whatever. Some people like you. You have chemistry, whatever. And other people, no way. They just won't have it. They don't like you. They won't have it. And I have this very type of relationship constantly throughout my life. There are people who like me a lot. They like me. They stand by me. Some of you are here. You're testament to that. God bless you all. And God bless the people who don't and will have nothing more to do with me, because for some reason they just won't. But there's a lady in the beginning of this video before I play. Oh my God, it makes me laugh every time. Miss Goldberg. And I knew she didn't like me when I said hello to her in the video, but her response is classic. Anyway, without further ado, this is, I don't usually like to put the name of the facility in my video because I don't want to get in trouble, so I always call it Second Wind, as if that's the name of the facility. I made it up. Anyway, here it is, Dave J. at Second Wind. Enjoy.
Dave J. at Second Wind, geriatric care.
Well, what shall I play now?
It's something you haven't played in a while.
Something I haven't played in a while. Well, let's see now. Miss Goldberg, is there a song that you'd like to hear, madam?
No!
Well,
You don't want
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. All right. Well, how about I play one for you, Miss Margaret? What would you like to hear today?
Let's play something so that everybody can get a charge this morning.
A good charge, all right. Well, I'm going to sing a song out to all those coquettes, little and big.
Yeah.
Tell me why you keep fooling my little coquette, making fun of the one who loves you, breaking all those hearts you are ruling, my little coquette. Two hearts tenderly dreaming of you. How you doing, Grandma? Well, someday you'll fall in love as I fell in love with you. Maybe the one that you love just be fooling too. So when you're all alone with all your regrets, you know, my little coquette, I love you. So when you're all alone with all your regrets, you'll know my little coquette. What do I do?
Love ya.
That's right, I loved you. Let them hear you outside, all right. Thank you very much, Miss Margaret.
Dave J at Second Wind, Geriatric Care.
There you go. There are my monitors, and I'm hearing myself. I'm just kidding. No, I'm going to get you. I'm sorry. It's my back scratcher again. All right. So anyway, sorry about the Pee Wee Herman moment there. I hope you enjoyed the tune. I'm having too much fun. How much time do we have? Oh, we're doing just fine. So I'm going to share one more moment from an assisted living facility. This one might be a little bit longer, but this is one. Maybe I should save it for the next show. Thank you, DMD. I do appreciate it. It's because I told Kumi I'd try to wrap up on time so we could speak about dinner on the phone before she comes home from work. Looks like I'm making it tonight, but that's okay because I got my toothpick. I can act tough.
You want me to make dinner? Me? You talking to me to make dinner?
Sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, here we go. So, why don't we do this? I'll share the other assisted living facility video, right? While I'm doing it, I'll just keep them in tandem, word of the day, and we'll have some fun. This has been a delight to do, and I guess before I get to it, I will tell you a few things. One, after I got off the phone with Apple, then I had to, what did I have to do? I took care of a few things. I prepared for today's show. That's one thing I did. I made sure to do. Oh, then I discovered my mentor, Damian Keys, was... do I have his thing queued up? I may not. I have some other things. Let's see what I've got there. Oh, that'll save for Wednesday. That's good. Okay, now we're back with it. And then I had a very important phone call. I can't reveal the content of which in great detail, but just suffice it to say I spoke with an attorney of the copyright litigator variety, and he helped me with some concerns I had regarding my film project with a character you may have heard of named Bupkis. So, the good news is I got some real great advice. We were on the phone for a good hour and 15 minutes. This guy, so wonderful, so knowledgeable, so charitable with his time. If you need a great copyright litigator, come to me. I'm going to point you in the direction of this fella, Brett, who is the bee's knees, but in legal terminology. However that's said in legal, I don't know. I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. I'm a writer. Okay. So, with that in mind, now I'm going to share with you the second assisted living facility video that I have queued up. This now is a video I did in late March of this very year, the very beginning of the pandemic, or crapdemic as I like to call it. And this was a video I made to show what I had been going through. My last gig at one of these facilities was March 21st, and I believe I did this video around a week and a half, week plus later, the end of March. And but I had wisely, very discreetly took video footage of my performances over the months I was doing this and preceding it as well, as you saw with the Second Wind one. I may have mentioned the facility in this video, I don't recall. I'm going to watch it along with you. But this is assisted living facility performances in the age of Corona, yet at the very beginning of the crapdemic. So we're going to see now what perspective we may gain from watching this video. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, it's your old pal Dave J from New York City. Songwriter, performer, storyteller, characters for kids and adults. How are you? I sincerely hope you're all well. Well, I've been away from the socials for the last few weeks, so let's start by catching up. First, let's dispense with a quick word about this virus. Is it just me, or does this corona thing look like the Death Star? With petunias sprouting from it. Up until about a week ago, I was still working at the only place that hadn't indefinitely suspended my gigs, which had happened throughout the month of March at the children's hospitals and other nursing home facilities. So I was still performing my own brand of upbeat music and comedy at Isabella Geriatric, a rehab and assisted living facility in Upper Manhattan. By mid-month, the therapeutic recreation department could no longer hold group activities such as parties, so I was asked to go to each floor to perform for the residents who were typically situated in the hallways or the dining rooms. Each day, I would Uber to and from Isabella, go through a health screen clearance in the lobby, and then go upstairs to perform all day in a mask. It was a requirement. I said, "Can I wear a Wolfman mask?" They said no. Too hard to clean, I guess. I got some footage of all this, and maybe I'll post some soon, but here's a little taste. Finally, taking understandable precautions, the residents were no longer allowed to convene in groups, and my performances were indefinitely suspended. While it had been a somewhat risky but purpose-driven distraction for me, I suddenly thought, now what? I went to a nearby remote park with very few people around and actually felt normal again for a few hours and meditated on it. I realized I now have time to work on and share creative content. Songs, shtick, thoughts, characters, and interactions with you good folks. Basically, what I've always wanted to do. Produce original work via my own production company. So, I'm back up and running and hope to keep in touch with all of you. Stay tuned on the socials for some special coupons I've created, redeemable for a variety of personalized musical and comical gestures for all of us to share and enjoy, and other fun stuff. So hang tight, stay well, and please don't hesitate to contact me if I could be of any support at all, and we'll get through this into the next new normal. Thank you for your continued kindness and support. Please smush like and follow me on all the socials orbiting my head right now. See you all again soon. Take care. I'm Dave J.
Well, there you go. Wow, it was fun to watch that again, although, God almighty, what we've been through since then, huh? My goodness gracious. And actually, it was shortly thereafter that my mentor and friend Damian Keys said, "You all have to start live streaming, I tells you. Listen to me here." He didn't say it in quite this voice. This is an artist's rendering of what he said. He said, "Listen to me. You've got to start on that live streaming thing." I sound like Miss Margaret from the previous video. Oh, I miss Miss Margaret. God bless her. I hope she's well. I'd forgotten all about her too from watching the video with you folks as was airing. I remembered, God, she loved music. She loved that. That was her favorite song, that Little Coquette that I played in the previous video. Miss Margaret, oh, it was my favorite floor to play. I hate to pick favorites, but it was a floor of all women, all elderly ladies who were just, even Miss Goldberg hating me. "No, you never learn," she said. Oh, I didn't care because it was so much fun. I just loved that floor. So many lovely people. The nurses were lovely. God bless them all. I really hope they're all well. And God bless you all. So on that note, I'm going to remind you that we will be back on Wednesday of this week. It's only Monday, but in a few days it will be the hump day. If you know what I mean. I don't work blue. It's Wednesday, 9 a.m. and then again at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be doing some more broadcast fun for you fine folks and quite frankly for my own soul. So thank you very much for your kindness. DMD, you're the best. Barry the K, you know I love you, brother. And Terry Z, you're another brother from another cousin, so to speak, as Barry the K. You're all great, great friends. And Mom and Dad, Ma, I love you. That's what they used to do. Ma. I think my grandmothers and aunts and uncles used to Ma. Ugh, it's a weird gesture, but it's home now. So with that in mind, I'm glad you enjoyed it. A+, I got an A+. Do I get, if it was Thanksgiving time, I'd get a turkey sticker on the top of my paper. Remember? Or the gold star. That was always a good one, too. Mrs. Ford used to give out little candy bars. But look, I'm not going to hold out for any candy bars. Your attendance and kindness is more than enough. So with that in mind, have a great Monday night. And feel well, most importantly, be well. And I'm truly, I almost had the broadcast. Now we got to start all over because I screwed up a word. I'm truly grateful. So I'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.